Okay, we're good. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Cool. So, I just wanted to start out by asking, do you use your Apple Watch every day?
Yeah, for the most part. If if I have to be a little bit more professional and go to a business meeting, I usually don't wear it. But for the most part, I wear it every day.
What kind of activities do you do on it?
I like to text on it if I don't feel like getting my phone out of my purse.
Mm-hmm.
I like to monitor my heart rate and my activity, so see how many steps I've walked that day, and see how many calories I burned. So I try to set calorie goals every day, and I try to beat them.
That's cool. How do you set a calorie goal?
You go into the health portion of the Apple Watch, and then you can actually change the calorie goal by clicking the plus or minus button.
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on if I feel like my activity for that day might be higher, I might set a higher goal, and then if I feel like it's going to be lower, I might set a lower goal.
Okay.
Just so it's realistic.
Right. Okay. Cool. That makes sense. And so you mentioned you use it pretty much every day. I assume you use it in the morning time as well.
Yep.
What are like some morning time activities you do with it?
Really walking to my car. I usually have to make multiple trips because of my all of the bags, and I have my computer and all those things. So I usually have to make multiple trips to my car.
So when you're walking, like how do you find your Apple Watch useful?
Yes, I do, because it actually only tracks activity over a certain BPM. So if I'm walking really slow, then it won't count as exercise. It will only count as, just steps.
Right.
So.
What about anything? Is there anything not related to health that it's good for when you're walking?
Yeah, if I'm walking with my backpack or my purse and I don't feel like getting my phone out, I can answer my calls on my Apple Watch. I can use it to text back. And really, those are the two. I can listen to music on it. I can listen to Pandora and Spotify.
Right.
So
are there, when you say you listen to music, do the headphones plug into it?
No.
So how do you get the sound exactly?
It comes through the speakers, which I'm not really sure where they are, to be honest.
That's fine.
I'm looking at it now. I don't see where they are, but
cool. So you use speakers and you listen to it out loud sometimes?
Yep.
Cool. That's nice as it follows you around.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, are there any other things that you do with your watch? Anything you want to show me?
Yeah, sometimes I check the weather. So if you look at it here, you can click on where it says Baltimore, and then it pulls up the weather. And it'll tell you like an hourly forecast and a daily forecast if you click on the daily button.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's nice, just to be able to know kind of how to dress and without having to, open your computer or open your phone.
Right. So would you say that it is like a good quick reference tool possibly?
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely. Very convenient because it's on you and it's kind of always there.
Cool. Is there something like an activity that stands out that you do every day that you know of with your watch? I know you mentioned, you track your activity every day. Is there anything else that you do every day?
Not really. That was honestly the main reason I bought the watch, was because I wanted to make sure that I was holding myself accountable.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Holding myself accountable to fitness goals that I was making for myself. So really the only thing I do every single day is track my exercise. And I set a goal of 30 minutes, and then it also tracks how long you stand, and it makes sure that for all of the 12 hours throughout the day that you're supposed to be awake and standing, that you stand a certain amount of time each hour. So it tracks that, and it also tracks my calories that I'm burning throughout the day. So really the only thing I do every single day is definitely activity related.
Okay. So cool. So what about at night? What do you do at night?
Well, at night is actually when I go to the gym, and normally I walk to the gym, so I, obviously I track my walk on my watch. And what's really nice is if I've been walking for 5 minutes and it has not tracked any activity, then I know I'm not walking fast enough, so I can kind of pick up the pace. And, once I get to the gym, I see where I'm at calorie-wise, and then I do my workout. I kind of check to see where I'm at again, and then after that, I kind of gauge how much longer I need to work out to meet my goal. So nighttime is when I really use it the most, I would say, when I get home from work.
Okay. And how about anything else fitness related or health related at night? Anything there?
Not really. Sometimes if I get home from work and I'm downstairs cooking and my phone's upstairs, or I'm doing laundry downstairs or something like that, like I kind of said earlier, I'll use it to answer calls or send text messages. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much it. To be honest, I probably need a refresher on all the different things it can do, because I really only use it for basic stuff.
Cool, thank you. And so you mentioned that you work. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
Yep.
So do you use it at work at all, or do you use it with work or in conjunction with any of your work?
So I used to actually work in an office, and I would use it a lot when I was working in the office, because, if I had to get up and go to the printer and come back and get up again and go get more paper or something like that, I would kind of track it and see what kind of activity I was doing at work, or if I was sitting for too long. It has a really cool feature where it pings you and it tells you that you've been sitting too long. So I would stand up. Now my work is a little bit different. I go on meetings, or I'm working from home. So same kind of thing, but I more use it for if I'm sitting too much and not standing enough. Because around the house when I'm working, this is where I work, so I don't really have to go to a printer and walk back. So It's more, I use it more these days for standing and things like that when I'm at home.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you use it for any sort of administrative tasks related to work?
I do not. No.
Cool. What's the most fun thing about your watch, would you say?
I would say that it can, fun, I think it's really cool that you can actually watch your heartbeat. So if you hold 2 fingers down on the front screen, it brings up your heartbeat, and you can literally watch it through the screen. Mm-hmm. And then also, if somebody else has an Apple Watch, you can draw pictures to them.
Oh, you can draw pictures to them?
Yeah, you can draw pictures, and you can send live emojis.
So do you actually find yourself using that feature often?
Yes. Sorry, I kind of forgot about that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Are there a lot of emojis to choose from?
Yeah, there are actually, there are I think it's an emoji that's like a face that has, you can turn, if you turn this knob right here,
mm-hmm.
I can actually show you. So there's the white gloves, so you can turn this knob and it'll kind of show you different things you can send. And then it has a heart that moves, an animated heart, and then it has the animated actual emojis. And if you turn the knob, you can send all different kinds of faces.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
And you said that you also draw.
Yes.
Can you show me that as well?
Yeah. So if you click on this button down here that says Scribble.
What screen is this on?
So this is if you're in a text message.
Okay.
Yeah. If you're inside of a text message, you click down here. There are different ways to reply. You can actually reply using the microphone. So you can click that and you can speak into it, and it'll describe the words.
How does that work for you?
It works pretty well, actually. It's pretty accurate, I have to say. And then, yeah, so let me say.
So while we're on the subject of the voice text, You said it works pretty well. Is there any like limitation that you see stopping you from using it in certain situations?
Yeah, sometimes if I feel like what I'm trying to say is a little bit too complicated and or if it's something I need to get across really quickly, I like to just send it myself because, every now and then you do have to kind of erase it and re-say it because it doesn't understand what you're saying. So if it's something that's a little bit more outside of the box, also, sorry, he is
That's fine.
chewing. Oh my gosh, okay. Sorry about that.
It's fine.
Dog was chewing that.
Sorry.
That's
Okay. Can you tell me about a time that your Apple Watch didn't do what you wanted it to do?
I'm trying to think. No, I mean, it's pretty much, oh, you know what? There is sometimes if you know how I was saying earlier that if you hold down the screen with both fingers, the heartbeat comes up.
Mm-hmm.
There are sometimes where that feature doesn't work. So if I'm trying to see what my heartbeat is and I hold it down, nothing happens.
Nothing happens at all?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's specific to my watch, like maybe it's not working properly, or if it's all Apple Watches. But.
Right. Anything else where you wish it would, or where you wanted it to do something and it didn't follow through with what you wanted it to do? Doesn't matter the size of the task, it could be small or big.
I wish it was a little bit easier to read emails.
Okay.
I don't even really use it for that reason because it's really difficult to try to read them. But other than that, I mean, it's been great. It's been really, really convenient, and I don't always have to like try to find my phone if I'm walking around the house or riding my bike even, and I have my backpack and I just can look at my watch and see if somebody said something or things like that. So
cool. So getting back to the one situation that you talked about where you said it didn't work when you put your two fingers down. So the question I have for you is, how could the situation have been fixed?
If they made that feature a little bit, I don't know if it would be more sensitive or less sensitive. I don't know if the fact that I was holding it down too hard made it not work, or if I wasn't holding it down hard enough. I don't know really how all that stuff works, to be honest. But yeah, if it was just a little bit more consistent and worked when I needed it to,
great,
that would be nice.
Can you tell me about a time that your watch came in handy?
Yes, I was downstairs and I was having guests over, and I was trying to clean up, kind of do a couple last minute things, and my phone was upstairs, and I could answer all, when people would call me and ask me where to park or, questions like that. I was able to answer all my calls pretty much on my Apple Watch. I didn't have to come all the way upstairs and get my phone.
So my next question was going to be, if you didn't have that feature, what would you have done? So you would have come upstairs.
Come upstairs and gotten my phone. But I was cleaning, so a lot of the time I didn't have somewhere to put it. So even if I came upstairs and got my phone, then when I was downstairs, I'd have to put it down somewhere, and then if somebody called, I'd have to stop what I was doing and go, pick up my phone. So
cool. Is your watch connected to any other technology? Like, could be, phone, speakers, anything like that, any technology?
It is connected to my iPhone, yes.
And, like, at what capacity do you use that, do you think?
So I track like I said earlier, I track all my fitness stuff on there, and you can actually go onto your phone and look, at the past week's activity or the past day, or, see what awards you've received.
Is that different from what's on the watch?
A little bit, yes. The user view is a little bit different. I'm sure that there is a way to see that on here, but I honestly have only ever used it on my phone just because it's a little bit easier to see because it's a bigger screen.
Okay.
So on your phone, you can see your activity throughout the day, and it's very simple to see. But on my phone, I can see the past week, and I can see also if I've spiked at any point in the day. So if, from 6 to 11, it was pretty slow, and then all of a sudden at 12, it showed that I had a lot of activity. When I went out to get lunch or whatever, then it's easier to see that kind of stuff on the phone.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Do you think it's comfortable?
Yeah, I do. I barely even notice it's on sometimes.
Do you ever find yourself taking it off for certain activities despite its comfort?
No, usually when I take it off, it's for aesthetics because I have more of the sporty version. And so if I'm wearing, if I'm going to a wedding or going to a professional business meeting or something like that, I would take it off. But really not. It has nothing to do with comfort.
Okay.
Or if I know I'm going to go somewhere and there's going to be, like a pool or something like that where I don't want it to get wet.
Yeah, cool. If you could change anything about it, what would it be? Just anything at all? Big, small, doesn't matter.
I would say, that's a good question. The accuracy of the microphone, because even though it does work a lot, there are times where it doesn't work, and you have to rewrite things a couple times, or maybe even 3 times,
So when you say you have to rewrite things, what
or
route?
either type it on the keyboard or re-say it. Sorry.
That's fine. I was just curious. So
Yeah.
you're if it doesn't work through voice, you generally take what route? You
type it on the little keyboard, but the keyboard is very small, so.
Okay. And what was the other option? You said you either type it on the keyboard
Or use the microphone.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. And so we're getting near the end here. I'm just going to wrap up with, is there anything you would want me to know about your watch? Anything else that you haven't said? Good, bad, doesn't matter.
I'm not sure if this is common, but or if any other watches have this feature, but my watch does not take pictures. So I don't know if that's something that other watches
Do you wish it did?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. Sometimes if I live in Baltimore City, so sometimes if I'm walking around the city and, I just want, and like I said, my phone's in my backpack or my purse, I just want to, take a picture really quickly. I think that would be kind of a cool feature.
Yeah. Real quick, I did want to ask you, actually,